Hey guys, how you going today? I'm going well. Hope you've had an awesome day. And I am here with a new speed paint of She-Ra and Adora from She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. The new She-Ra that's on Netflix. I binge watched it, like absolutely binge watched it a couple of weeks ago. And I loved it so much. I'm such a huge animation fan, and I just knew this was going to be right up my alley. I didn't watch the original She-Ra, but I was a huge He-Man fan from early internet meme days. I used to watch that stupid video like over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like I couldn't even tell you how many times that I've watched it and like cried with laughter, especially when I was approximately 12, and that was like the funniest thing that I've ever seen. So I went into this with pretty positive feelings already. I know that they said He-Man was not going to be on the show, which is a bit sad, but definitely understand Adora herself is amazing. So I wouldn't say She-Ra or Adora are my favourite characters. Probably Glimmer is my favourite character, and I actually did a drawing of her. You can find it on my Instagram and my Tumblr. I'll have those in the description / on my YouTube page. I did a picture of Glimmer at the Princess Prom best episode, obviously. I mean, they were all great, but that was the best. And now I'm doing a little She-Ra / Adora picture. So I had in mind like a Mulan, you know, the Mulan poster, how she's got kind of her, and then in the reflection of the sword that she's holding across her face, she has Ping. And in some other images, you know, one half is her and the other half is where she's got the makeup on. So I was going for a similar vibe, pretty much identical vibe. I'm sure someone else has probably had this idea before me and has probably executed it better. But anyway, I thought I was special, so I did it. And, you know, if you can find whoever did it first, I'll credit them. I haven't seen it, and I tried to have a little look. But, yeah, I'm sure it's been done before, but this is my take on it. So for this piece, I wanted thin line art, pretty, not completely anatomically accurate. I still like my big cartoon eyes, but, you know, enough that it could maybe slightly, if you shrunk the eyes down a bit, be like a slight human being shape. And then with the colours, I wanted to stick pretty true to the cartoon and not change them too much. So I didn't colour pick exactly from the references, but just did like an approximation of what I thought would fit really nice together. So for Adora, I went with a lot of more goldy, warm undertones. For She-Ra, I went for more goldy undertones, and for Adora, I went for a slightly cooler undertones, very, very slightly. You can mainly only see that in the hair and in her clothes, because the skin I wanted to keep the same. There doesn't seem to be a change in skin color between She-Ra and Adora, other than She-Ra seems to be quite glowy. Yeah, I wanted that to definitely still be the same. Obviously their eyes are different, and I don't know, Adora seems to have a definite pupil. She's got like a grey iris and then a definite black pupil. So I wanted that when I was doing the colouring for sure. But She-Ra kind of has just like glowy turquoise, no distinct pupil, has more of like just a shadow. I don't know if that's just stylistic or whether she just has like glowy eyes. Like if you were to take the character and put her in real life, whether she would have a black pupil or whether it would be like a turquoise glowy sort of eye. So I wanted to stick true to what the cartoon looks like and have it so that she doesn't really have, she's got kind of like an idea of a pupil there, but not a definite pupil. I started with the skin I wanted that to look pretty nice and smooth, but I didn't want it to look as blended as my first pink pearl. She's human. We've got a few more lumps and bumps. Our skin isn't completely plastic and smooth. I still made her quite smooth, but not completely 100%, like went in with the watercolor brush and smoothed it that way. I pretty much just stuck with the regular brush tool. In my version, I haven't added any sort of custom brushes or anything like that to my Sai. I use Sai version 2, so it's in beta. So you'll actually see a couple of times it will kind of bug out a little bit and kind of jump out of the canvas. I have no idea where it does that. If you have any idea why or how to stop it, or whether it's just because I use a Microsoft Surface, and so maybe it's something to do with the Surface Pen and Sai version 2 just not cooperating somehow, I'm not sure. So what am I doing here? I did the lips and the skin pretty much. I moved on to the 2 gems. She's got these beautiful turquoise gems, one on the headpiece, one on the sword. I followed like a sort of reference image for, I don't know how you say them, but the round cut, really smooth gemstones. I know how to write it down because I follow Beccathist. If you know her from Tumblr, oh my gosh, I love all of her things. And I think I said in the last video, I'm a huge gem collector, but I've got no clue how to actually say this word, so I'm not going to. But just like a smooth cut gemstone, how to get the reflections. The lighting in this piece is very front on. There's very smooth, almost kind of like fashion filter smooth. You've got a light box, so it's diffuse lighting. No super harsh lines or anything like that. I didn't want any sort of dramatic undertones other than her very intense stare. And, you know, the big hair. I didn't want it to look sinister in any way. I wanted it to look powerful, but nice. And not soft, but not intimidating in any way. Shira's just kind of nice. She just helps everyone out, loves to be here, happy to help. So I wanted that, but obviously also the sheer power that she has. Adding the reflections into the eyes. I find that's one thing that I struggle with. Some people are so good at putting reflections in eyes and they make it look so effortless. It just looks incredible. So I really tried to make it look effortless, but boy, let me tell you, it was not. And it never is. I really want to work on that. Among like a million other things, as usual. As an artist, I feel like there's always a million other things to work on. But that's one thing that some people make look so convincing. The shading of the sclera itself, the colouring of it, everything like that. It's incredible, the talent and the skill that people have. So I'm hoping to reach that one day, just improving little by little. I wanted to add some nice details to her headpiece to make it stand out. So when you zoomed into the image, it had a bit more dimension than just being like it looking like one flat sheet of metal. I wanted it to have some cuts and some edges, some shadows here and there, a couple of little highlights. And I really think that even from far away, it does make it pop a little bit more and make it look a bit more realistic in a way. So I'm just working on every separate piece. If I'm working with line art, I generally keep all of my colours separate. I just find it a bit easier. Then you don't have to worry about things blending into each other. Whereas if you're doing a lineless piece, you kind of want things to blend into each other a little bit more. But I'm really finding that I'm a huge fan of doing these slightly more rendered styles with the line art, with the thinner line art. I think it looks really nice. And yeah, I'm just feeling it at the moment. I love it. I do like lineless pieces. especially when I'm trying to go for realism, but boy, are they tough. And because I'm so used to all of these different layers, I find it really hard to then translate it to everything's all together and you kind of can't click off. So I think one time, sometime soon, I might do like a 1-layer challenge and see how I go with that. I think that could be pretty interesting. Let me know if that's something you'd want to see. And let me know if there's any other cartoons that I should watch, or if I've watched them, what cartoons should I draw some fan art of. I'm thinking of doing some Miraculous Ladybug. I'm obsessed with that show. Honestly, I watched season 1 and season 2 like 3 times, and some episodes, like the origin episodes, like 6 times. I don't know what it is about it. It's like my guilty pleasure show. If you haven't seen it and you're into like kind of lame shows with a lot of like mutual pining and cute outfits and superheroes, strongly recommend it. It's the first season's on Netflix in Australia at least. So yeah, I'll probably upload some speed paints of that in the future. And I'll probably have some of my other art posted over on my Instagram. So yeah, now I'm finishing up. All done with this one. Hope you liked it. I'll probably upload the line art because I know a few people like line art and maybe colouring it in, so I might upload that Instagram maybe or to Tumblr. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've had an awesome day, and I'll catch you in the next video.